Gideon stands atop a height, observing into the distance like a guardian between realms. His gaze pierces through the rain curtain, reaching the figure of Tivad in the distance, who lies far away. With the piercing wind, which seemed like a wizard racing on his vast path, Otniel gallops. On the back of a white steed, Gideon, stoic and unshaken, focuses on Otniel's approach. His eyes, like cold diamonds, glide over the details of this scene. He sees the gleam in Otniel's eyes, and finally, the meeting.
Your Majesty, where's Lord Emperor?
Gideon points towards Tyvad. Archeantir, emitting his distinctive sounds, approaches Tyvad to finish what he started.
He needs help.
Gideon stops Otniel by hand gesture.
It's too early.
A soft breeze carries raindrops closer to Tivad. Archeantir angrily approaches.
It's been many centuries since something like this happened. Finally.
Archeantir accelerates and kicks Tyvad even further away, breaking his back. Tyvad smiles and laughs like a madman.
Oh yes. Is there anything more pleasant than the feeling of pain?
Archeantir approaches a tree, tears it out, then swings and hurls it toward Tivad.
Alright, enough of this game.
Metal suddenly bursts from beneath Tivad's skin, glowing white like flowing lava. This living lava envelops his body, like a living ocean of flames, instantly healing and restoring any damage. Tivad's body swiftly recovers, limbs regrowing at a stunning pace. His appearance concealed beneath armor forged by a power unlike any human craft. With a fluid motion, Tivad grabs the tree, which seems like a mere splinter in his hand, and forcefully hurls it aside. Then he smiles, his face covered by armor resembling something created by the gods themselves. This is the initial form of his power, inherited from ancient deity. With graceful confidence, he slowly approaches Archeantir, whose eyes brim with fury. The latter lets out a fierce roar and lunges at Tivad with unprecedented speed. However, as he approaches, Tivad reacts instantly, seizing the monster by its massive jaws. A powerful eruption of lava bursts from Tivad. Waves of molten liquid freeze his mouth, creating a stone mask. With a coordinated grip, Tivad cuts the monster in half with a barely noticeable movement. Tivad slowly turns and locks eyes with a multitude of Kikrik warriors. A circular vortex of colorful fire forms around Tivad. His armor is consumed by the flames, but instead of destruction, it merges with them, becoming part of a powerful stream. Rain of apparatus throughout the Ariadu to a massive wave emitted by Tivat. Upon landing, he gathers all this bright energy within him, like a vacuum, and releases it into the distance with incredible willpower. A blade of light made of fire detaches from him, crossing the sky and earth in a terrifying arc, tearing the entire landscape in its path. Where it passes, everything ignites and turns to ash, leaving only smoky traces of devastation. Kikrik warriors in its path evaporate, their essence dispersed by Tivad's flames. Warriors, paralyzed by fear, witness some of their comrades turn to ash, their bodies succumbing to the divine wrath of Tivad. Tivad's new form gains monstrous power, his essence merging with elemental forces, becoming a terrifying executor of divine wrath.
I gave you a chance to kill me. Now it's time to die.
Having uttered his final word, Tivad instantly explodes into motion, his figure blurring into a shimmer as he rushes with the speed of a hurricane toward the remaining Kikrik soldiers within his sight. A sword materializes in his hands, gleaming with a bright light, as if fire itself animates its blade. The soldiers don't even have time to flinch. Tivad lunges at them like an inhuman elemental strike. The sword slices through the air and flesh, leaving behind only clouds of blood and chunks of meat in its wake. But his cruelty reaches its peak in the battle with the monster in the forest. Each of his movements is like a dance of death, his sword leaping from one target to another, rending flesh and souls of his foes. The monster in the woods, wounded and stunned by divine power, attempts to resist, but his efforts are futile against Tivat's raging determination. The sword plunges into its flesh with uncontrollable fury, tearing it apart with unimaginable cruelty. Glick's voice is heard from a distance.
Tivat! Leave these fools and face me!
I've already offered that to you. Now wait your turn, worm.
Tivad rushes toward 100 soldiers whose weapons bounce off his armor as if they were striking an impenetrable rock. His armor, like a second skin, knows no breach, and the attacks of his enemies find no vulnerabilities. The black fire unleashed by the Kikrik and the sparks of their sinister magic fade and die before Tivad's movements, like candles in the wind. With a slow, almost artistic elegance, Tivad begins his dance of death. His movements seem to slow time, allowing him to witness every breath, every change of expression on the dying soldiers' faces. He savors this moment like a symphony of destruction. He raises his sword, and its blade effortlessly slices through heavy armor as if through butter. Soldiers fall one by one, their weapons useless against this irresistible force. Lives extinguish under his hand, and each strike is an act of revenge for those who suffered from the Keycrux. Glick, shocked by what he's witnessing, issues an even louder command.
Release the hounds!
A massive pack of berserker dogs runs towards Tivad. Enraged, the dogs, as if summoned by darkness, leap at Tivad, forming a grim mass that quickly obscures him from view. Through the darkness and battle noise, only the sounds of clashes and the growling of the dogs are heard. Tivad seems absorbed in this conflict, like a thundercloud hovering over a battlefield shrouded in darkness. Suddenly, the darkness vanishes, and before us stands Krona, clad in massive heavy-type armor. She removes the helmet and her eyes burning with determination. She notices how Kirks fly to the tower and invade it,